Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks for sticking around for the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh, and you can give us a call tonight at 412-575-2600. I'm joined by Jason Mackey, the Post-Gazette and 93.7 fan, and another disaster of a performance by the Pirates at PNC Park. You know, they went into the All-Star break on a high note, winning that last game, actually losing eight straight.
Richie.
Well, losing 8 straight, then winning, right? Hopefully, we thought they were going to pick up where they left off, winning that one game. But it was the only fireworks were after the game tonight. Like I said, it was an awful performance against the worst team in the American League. And right now, the White Sox leapfrogged the Pirates. The Pirates are in dead last in runs scored, 326, and the White Sox scored 10 on the Buccos. And Bailey Falter was their most consistent pitcher, and they now have 332. It was an awful performance by the Pirates, and I don't know what else you can do. I don't even know what there is to look forward to the second half of the season.
There's not much, Richie, and I don't share your optimism. I had no expectations that they would come out of the All-Star break doing anything different than what they've done all season, and that's underperform, and that's specifically underperform on offense. They've been really bad, and I mean, I'm struggling to find something to really pay attention to or latch on to the rest of the year. I've said this a billion times. I don't understand why they haven't fired Ben Cherington. Doesn't matter getting through the draft, the deadline. You can see how wrong things are. The trade deadline's coming up. I know we're going to talk about it. That's going to provide some sort of excitement, but the Pirates are showing that they are a very long way off from contention, and that's troublesome. That's 2 years of Paul Skeens that they've wasted. They need to recalibrate in a hurry for 2026, but they're really doing nothing toward that right now.
It sounds like they're going to waste every year, Paul Skeens, because I can't see in them being good next year, which would be his last year before he hits arbitration. Then who knows what's going to happen in 27. And you potentially have 3 years after that with Paul Skeens. Maybe. We'll see what happens. But they would trade him at some point. So they're back into this rebuild again because they have no hitters in this organization, and they're not going to be good in time to even take advantage of a Paul Skeens, which is so unfortunate to the fan base.
It is. They're not going to rebuild, though, Richie. They're not. People might be thinking that they should or want them to or whatever. They're not going to rebuild. I mean, that is actual intel. That's not even opinion. You're not going to see a lot of massive trades at this trade deadline. I don't think Ben Cherington's going to have the authorization to do that. And I'm talking about Mitch Keller, David Bednar, Dennis Santana, guys with years of control on their contract, Brian Reynolds. Brian Hayes is a little bit of a different situation. If they're able to get something for him that makes sense for the Pirates, you're going to see the guys traded who are on one-year deals, much like Adam Frazier, Tommy Pham, Andrew Heaney, Caleb Ferguson, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Now, is that going to solve the problem for 2026? Well, of course not. They have to figure out a way to add bats, but they have to figure out what's happening with the general manager first. My belief, my intel is that he's not going to be back here. That they're only using this season. They have to get through the draft, the trade deadline. After that, all bets are off. But Ben Cherington can't remain. And then at that point, you have to figure out how to get offense. Are you going to spend and go out on the free agent market? I hope they do some of that. Are you going to execute on some trades? They obviously need to do that too.
So you're going to have to overspend if you're thinking about getting a free agent, because it doesn't sound like too many want to come here with this team the way it's constructed right now. So you think Bob Nutting's making the calls here this trade deadline? What if you get a great offer? What if someone blows you away for Mitch Keller? Then you have to get the approval of Nutting, correct?
Yeah, you have to. I mean, if it's a no-brainer offer, Richie, I think they'll do it. But I'm saying if it's any bit questionable, I don't think Nutting will allow Cherington to make that trade. I don't.
Why keep Brian Hayes then?
Because he's not the right fit for their team. They don't need Gold Glove defense. They need somebody who can hit. And somebody like the Yankees, they could use Gold Glove defense, and they don't care how he hits. And he's worth $7 million to them.
Yeah.
To the Pirates, he's not. They need a bat over there. And so, I mean, that's a corner infield spot, somewhere you should be able to stash a guy who can actually hit you 20-plus, preferably 30 home runs. And Key Bryant is so far away from that.
That bat's not in the organization, though, right? I mean,
probably
you're
not.
going to be stuck with, like, Triolo at third base if they don't find someone in the offseason.
Well, he's not going to hit 30 homers in his life.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. That's your only option right now.
I mean, you'd have to go externally. I mean, that's why you look at a guy, Yandy Diaz, for example, as somebody they've looked at in the past. He would make a lot of sense. But, I mean, you can go out on the free agent market, and I agree with you. You have to overspend. You have to give guys a reason to come here. and that's something they would look at. I mean, there's no other option. They can't magically create some sort of third base prospect that they don't have, but they have to figure out a way to add offense, and that's where it comes down to. Do you trade Mitch Keller? Do you trade from within? I mean, they do have a lot of young starting pitching depth. Perhaps you could trade that for a major league third baseman who can add some power. But those are decisions that very likely are going to fall at the feet of another general manager.
All right, we got a jam-packed phone line, 412-575-2600. One line open right now. Give us a call. Back in a couple minutes to take those phone calls. All right, welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. This is our Xfinity tweet of the night. It's from Golf Digest. Friday Clinic from Scotty Scheffler. He leads by 10 under at Royal Portrush. He shot at 64. That's his lowest round in any major. So I think it's tough to catch the #1 golfer in the world if he's leading after heading into the weekend. So my money is on Scotty Scheffler. My money is not on the Pirates, and we'll continue that conversation right now. Let's go out to the phone lines, and we're going to start out with one of the biggest Pirates fans that we know, Chuck, out in Uniontown. How you doing, Chuck?
Good evening, fellas. Yeah, I want to ask you this. Do you trade Bubba Chandler and or maybe somebody else, maybe, to the Red Sox for Roman Anthony? And do you think the Red Sox would make that deal?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to give up on Bubba Chandler yet. I feel like I hate the fact that we're always talking about trading guys away to add other guys. I mean, it's just like this cyclical problem. I mean, it's not working. It hasn't worked in 30 years, Jason. Why is it going to work now? They need to go out and add guys and overpay for guys, kind of like they did in, 2013 when they made that little run?
Yeah, but I mean, I would do it, first off. Chuck brings up a good point. No, I don't think the Red Sox will, so I think it's a moot point. But right now, the Pirates do have a pretty good amount of pitching in their minor league system. Roman Anthony, everything we've seen, possesses an elite bat, and I would welcome giving up one of their starting pitching prospects for a hitting prospect. But yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, Richie, sort of the fatigue, the prospect fatigue. You just want them to go out and spend. But I mean, Roman Anthony is an elite prospect that is going to be with them theoretically if he pans out for a long, long time. I don't have any problem with that. I'll take my chances. Not that I don't love Bubba Chandler. It's nothing against Bubba Chandler whatsoever, but it would be really nice if after all these years of rebuilding, the Pirates had the equivalent on the hitting side, or at least halfway. They've done a good job developing pitching. Why they haven't been able to figure out the hitting, I have no idea. But if you gave me the opportunity to get Roman Anthony, I would take it.
All right, let's go out to Bill in Greensburg. How you doing, Bill?
Well, my question is, and Jason, Rich, maybe you two know, but Bob Nutting's been dead silent. I mean, this is a travesty. I haven't heard him say a word. He's not been quoted in the newspaper or on the radio.
He has been, Bill.
Anything from this? Yeah, but it's, I mean.
Look, I know Jason talked to him a few times. Thanks.
Let him go, Rich.
Well, he hung up. But what I'm saying, what I wanted to get to is, Jason, I know you've talked to him, but I don't think there's a lot of people that are actually clamoring to talk to the guy. I mean, they're the worst. They look like the worst team in the majors right now. What else are you going to say? He's just going to give you lip service and rhetoric again. And is it even worth interviewing the guy?
Yeah, it's worth interviewing the guy. He owns the team. But, I mean, how many owners of teams give interviews every other month? I mean, he talked in May. I just look around pro sports. I'm not defending Nutting. Like, yeah, this is a travesty. It's embarrassing. He's at the head of it. He should be criticized. He hasn't done a good enough job. He's making a stupid move holding on to Cherington, and he should spend more money. There, I have all the prerequisites set out. But, I mean, the guy talked in May. I talked to him in May. I asked him some questions that I thought were fairly aggressive, fair, and appropriate, and I did it in a professional manner. To somebody to call in and say he hasn't been quoted in the newspaper, get the heck out of here. No, that's wrong.
All right, let's go out to Jim in Penn Hills. How you doing, Jim?
Hey, gentlemen. So I'm going to make 3 predictions here. They will get swept by the White Sox and the Rockies. Paul Skeens will get traded in 2 weeks.
No way.
Cherington
that's a bad prediction.
Will be signed to an extension.
I think those are all bad predictions.
Yeah,
but, hey, Jim, I appreciate you're from my hometown of Penn Hills, so I appreciate you calling in here. I think I agree with Jason. I don't see how you can keep or justify keeping Cherington after this year. You just can't. And there's no way, they already said, there's no way they can trade Paul Skeens. That would be a complete travesty. I think you would lose your entire fan base if you did that.
If you trade Paul Skeens, Richie, and this has been talked about, just put up the for sale sign. I mean, just seriously,
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why do you even bother? They're not going to. And I've explained the Cherington reasoning before. They brought Ben Cherington back, and they felt like by bringing him back, they're giving him the 2025 season. That includes the trade deadline. That includes the draft. I disagree with that thinking, but that's their thinking. I have yet to hear somebody from within the Pirates organization talk to me about a good job that Ben Cherington has done, about him beyond this season, about believing in what's happening, about anything. I mean, there's a lot of frustration over there with what is going on with the Pirates. I have gotten zero indication that this guy's going to stick around.
Yeah, I'm fine with him trading Tommy Pham, Heaney, whoever, these guys, even the Adam Frazier trade. I know he was good. He hit well with runners in scoring position, but who cares right now? The
Sure.
Pirates are...
They actually did well in that trade. It's
yeah,
fine.
I thought they did too. I'd take anything for the guy, is what I'm saying. I would take anything, any young talent that has a chance to do anything for those guys that I mentioned. So I'm fine with Cherington to do that, but you need to move on at this point because it's been a complete failure the last 6 years. All right, let's go out to Frank in Taylorstown. How you doing, Frank?
Hey, good evening, guys. Just wanted to talk about if we get rid of Ben Cherington, we have to get an executive that's from a small market team like Tampa Bay, Miami Marlins. We can't be dealing with these guys that were with the Red Sox that had unlimited budget. We got to get somebody that knows how to build a farm system and build the team because this is ridiculous.
I can't agree with you more. Jason, I know you brought this up a couple weeks ago when we were doing the show. They made the wrong choice when they hired Ben Cherington.
Yep, they were looking at him and Matt Arnold. And Matt Arnold came from the Tampa Bay Rays and the Milwaukee Brewers. Last year, he was the MLB Executive of the Year. The Pirates made the wrong choice. Completely agree with the caller. They have to go with somebody who understands what it's like to work within a small market. I don't know whose decision it was to go get somebody from the Boston Red Sox and think that that's going to play in Pittsburgh. Maybe name recognition, I don't know. It's silly. They need to get somebody who knows how to do this, who knows how to project hitters, because they clearly don't, knows how to identify them, draft them, and fix an offense.
What's going to happen in 2027? I think everyone is bracing for a lockout. Will it change things in the Pirates' favor? Could it help the Pirates not be a small market team anymore? Will there be revenue sharing? Will there be a salary cap, salary floor? Do you see anything happening positive for the Pirates?
No, I want to, Richie. I mean, I think baseball is badly broken. I would give anything to see baseball change its economic system because I think it's stupid and I think it really needs to. I don't think it's the best thing for the sport, but I don't think it's going to change. I don't think you're going to see a cap and a floor. You might see a lockout, maybe you see a year, and then they sort of get scared and come back. I'm not sure, but the general sentiment around baseball right now is that they're not going to have meaningful change as much as they needed.
I think Tony Clark sounded like a fool during the All-Star break, saying that baseball would be set back if there was a salary cap, salary floor, talking about institutional collusion. These things are ridiculous. He made points that are irrelevant. Streaming is up because they've never had streaming before. Of course it's up.
Yeah, I mean, he sounded like a PR man for an agency. I don't understand it. I don't know how you can look at the NBA and say that's a problem. Like, the NBA is highly entertaining. It knows how to market its stars. It has people making money. It has people watching it. It's entertaining. If I'm Major League Baseball, I'm looking at that and say, I want to be like that. People want baseball to be like that. It's an amazing sport with amazing athletes. Put them on display and put actual parity in there. You're not going to be the NFL. That's okay. But if you can be right below that, the way the NBA is, grasp onto some things that you do well, I mean, that should be baseball's spot in our athletic ecosystem. It's just baseball doesn't want to get out of its own way right now.
Yeah, I mean, right from the start, you're cutting out basically 10 to 15 teams at the beginning of the season. Let's go out to Michael in Beaver Falls. How you doing, Michael?
Guys, how y'all doing tonight, Richie and Jason? I read your column all the time.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Spot on, bro. Hey, you know what, guys? Never give up on baseball. I remember when I played baseball, we were the sorriest team. We were last place, and the next year we were first place. Never give up on baseball and keep everybody. But as far as the Steelers go, we're going to have a pretty good year with given all the weapons we have. And do you guys think it's going to be a pretty good year given that They want to kick butt this year so they can show next year that they want to stay.
Steelers training camp is next week. I'm sure we're going to get a big dose of Steelers coverage starting Wednesday. Let's go out to Joe in Whitehall. How you doing, Joe?
Gentlemen, why are we still talking about the Pirates right
That's
now?
a good question. That is a really good question.
Who was the caller before me that said about the Steelers? Let's move on to the real team in the city that has a chance. T.J. Watt, Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf. These guys are professional NFL players. They can help us win games, right?
Hey, Joe, thanks for your call. Yesterday, I think we took like 8 phone calls, and everyone was against the T.J. Watt signing. What do you think? Look, I think it's a win for both sides because I think the Steelers can get out of it after year 3 if things don't work out. What do you think, Jason?
Joe left us.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it, Richie, mainly for what you're saying. They were going to have to give money on the front end of the contract and really overall in the contract. The commitment long term is what worried me. And the fact that it doesn't have that many guaranteed years. If they would have went 5 with TJ, I would have had a huge problem with it. But the fact that you're basically only tacking on 3 more years, I like the flexibility it gives them in TJ Watt's mid-30s. They're going to have some expenses coming up. So I guess I understand people being against the contract based on how he finished the year and his age, and it is a lot of money. But if you look at it as a percentage of the cap, which people should, it makes a lot of sense for the Steelers.
Yeah, 8% this year. I think it's, 13 and 12 the following years after that. All right, we got to go to break. Back, wrap things up. Coming up next. Stay right there.